$9,240,000,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Stacking my coins. Stacking my coins. Stacking my coins. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin.
Oh yeah, people. Episode 71. Can you believe I'm doing another live stream? Let's get it.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash.
Tonight is a special one, though. We're going to be just simply watching the halftime show. We talked about Snoop Dogg yesterday on episode 70 about him acquiring Death Row. You know, a lot of the stuff he's doing within the blockchain, more so the metaverse side of things. But we were like, let's go ahead and live stream. Me and Trekk will be on tonight. We'll be live streaming the halftime show. I think Snoop will be on with Dr. Dre, maybe a little K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Hometown Cat, Detroit Stand Up, and I think Mary J. Blige. So let's sit back and enjoy it.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum.
I got a couple things to talk about tonight, if we can squeeze it in. One being the Bored Ape guys. You know, I think we touched on it briefly on a couple of weekends ago live stream as far as their identity, or one of the identities being doxxed. Two other guys from that crew just came out as well. We'll talk about that. And what does that mean? Is this similar to like if someone were to come out with definitive evidence that this person or group was the creator of Bitcoin? Does that change the aura, the perception of Bitcoin? Let me know in the comments below. We'll have that discussion hopefully if we have time. Let's get it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Let's go.
Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash.
I'm old school, Beretta, eye on the sparrow. I told you, make moves, nigga, stack the dinero. Hands make the world go round, you better get some. I don't know about you, me, I'm a prince. I'm using digital circuitry to circulate this currency. Move it with urgency, cause this Drake's trying to murder me. I be in my grave while they out searching. Celebrating with my coins, niggas out his.
Let's go!
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay.
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live. Okay.
Let's go, people! What's going on, Trekk? Welcome back. You feeling good? You get your nap in? You got the COVID? You shake the COVID off, man. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't think this go around was COVID. I don't think this go around was COVID, but you know, apparently COVID has every symptom under the sun. So hey,
yeah, it's very hard to figure out if you had COVID. Right, you're right. You're right about that.
And then I can't take the what you call it test, like the antibody test, because I had it right before my birthday. So I'm gonna still have the antibodies for a while. So I was like, all right, yeah.
Gotcha. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining tonight. Like I said, this one's going to be kind of more relaxed. We do have a couple of topics that we'll talk about. I got the game streaming right now, as you guys will be able to see right here. We got it live. So we'll play the halftime show and get everyone's opinion about that. But until then, I do want to talk to Trekk about a couple things. He did point out some things from an article from Decrypt Media that he wanted to point out. What exactly were you talking about?
Oh, damn, I gotta go back in and look. So hold on, I gotta go back in and pull up the Decrypt one.
Okay, while you do that, let me just say this. So remember yesterday we talked about like the hip hop cats that were really pushing the envelope beyond hip hop, right? Doing a lot of things on the business at the business table. Outside of the studio, and I said Snoop Dogg, I think, was maybe up there, one of the top brands that has transcended hip hop. You guys mentioned some other ones. I was like, yeah, that's true. And then, you know what? I didn't even notice this. I don't know how I came across this, but I did. Diddy is actually did you know he bought Sean John? He reacquired.
It was like over a week ago.
Yeah,
That was like over a week ago that happened.
yeah, I didn't even know about this, bro. Like, I guess Sean John was not doing too well, and he saw it for sale. You know, he put a bid in for 3.5 million, which is, oh my God, to buy a brand like Sean John for 3.5 million would have been great, but they went back and forth, and he ended up acquiring it for 7.5 million, which is still cheap as hell. Like, that's a big come up.
True, but like when it comes to the whole like fashion thing, as far as how the companies, what we think of as, oh, this person has this label, this brand, X amount of times is just a licensing deal. And the idea is that, oh, we'll make X amount of money based on this licensing deal in the first, like, let's say 5 to 8 years. There's a number of companies that came out during the 90s, the latter half or the teens or whatever. No, the early 2000s. There we go. That the initial thing was, hey, we're gonna pump the hell out of the hip hop fashion thing, and we're gonna make all of the money we can. Like State Property, Sean John, Busta Rhymes had a couture line that no one outside of thing really paid attention to.
I didn't know that.
Right? Jay-Z's joint, Rockefeller's joint.
Rockefeller,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the other one?
Hip hop definitely had its run in fashion, right? It was like the mid to late 90s going into the 2000s. Like, it was like out of control. I never wore any of it, but yeah, they made a lot of money. And you know, Jigga got out in time.
Right.
Diddy got out in time. And now he's rebuying. The thing, you know what this reminded me of? So hometown cat, many may not know him, but he owns Quicken Loans, Dan Gilbert. He owns Quicken Loans. He owns the Cleveland Cavaliers. He did the same thing. He sold Quicken Loans to Quicken or Intuit.
Yeah.
For like 500 million or 500 million, I think. Many years ago. Intuit couldn't figure out what to do with the brand, and really it just spiraled out of control, and they ended up selling it back. He went and bought it back for 50 million. And then he took it all the way back up to a multi-billion-dollar company, as people know, Rocket Mortgage, and they went public and all of that. So Diddy probably can do the same thing, I think.
That's like the dude who what's his name? I don't remember what his name is, but he's the dude who owned Tender. And he had it for like 3 or 5 years or something. He didn't have it the whole time. He sold it to a company, and then, mind you, he sold it when he was doing pretty good as far as the money and stuff like that. And then he started doing this model of where he would do like portfolio management for companies. And then he went and bought back Tender, and then like 2-3x'd it after that point. But he has like up to 25 or something different companies now that just sit in a portfolio that he's like, all right, this is how I'm gonna make my money. I don't want to deal directly with a company anymore. But that dude, when I heard his story, I was like, damn, like you could just buy back anything. And he bought it back. I think it might have been for less than what he sold it for, because it was going down at the time.
Right. Yeah, you always, that would definitely be the play. This guy here, Eric Griffin, said, Diddy bought that to make NFT.
Bruh.
I don't think so, Eric. I mean, a clothing line, Sean John, that brand, I don't see how. I mean, he could, but I haven't heard Diddy talking about blockchain or NFTs at all. Have you?
Gucci and all of them, you know what I'm saying? All the Italian high brand name stuff is doing stuff. So what makes you think Diddy wouldn't do something?
That's true.
Now, granted,
but I don't think that was the reason why he bought it.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, granted, he hasn't laid like, the breadcrumbs on the trail up to this to be like, all right, bet we about to bust out with some, NFT exclusive. Granted, he hasn't done any of that, but it doesn't mean that there won't be somebody on the business team who's like, yo, here's how we can do blah, blah, blah. Look what such and such just did. Like,
right, because yesterday we talked about how your boy Snoop Dogg's got a strong team. I think Black Money brought it up. He's got a strong team around him. I opened up Brave browser today, And let's see if it's showing today, right now. I opened up Brave browser. It's not right now, but there was an ad, like when you open Brave,
Mm-hmm.
and it like just shows you like a default. Yeah, I opened this up, bro, and it had Snoop Dogg. He was promoting his
Yeah.
NFT.
When he got the shades on with the bees on the
Yeah.
I seen that one.
So yeah, so man, his team, he's got a powerhouse behind. They fully understand how to leverage this hype, if you want to call it, whatever it is. They're leveraging it and they're taking it to the max.
So
For sure.
he definitely has the team behind him that knows how to deal in the more larger scale traditional social media sphere and like consumer groups. I think, and I'm not saying I know this, but I do think X amount of this is just being able to ride the hype train the right way. And it doesn't mean that he's necessarily looking to actually talk to what we would consider traditional NFT or crypto people, right? There's a certain, I want to say, level of awareness when you've been in the space long enough for certain things where you're just like, okay, that's FOMO right there. Like you might make your bread off of it. I'm not saying don't make your gains. I'm just saying that there is a difference when you've been in it for a while and you've seen X amount of projects and personalities come and go. And if you really on the tech side of it, you start looking at things going, okay, I'm gonna leave that where it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like shout outs to him and his team. I'm not saying they not strong. Yo, Black Money is what he sent a thing. He sent a link to one of the songs on the album, and we was talking about this over in the Twitter chat. Whereas it's like, so I could just stream the album right now and not worry about the 3 throwaway songs.
Yeah.
All right, well, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna just listen to the album right now, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's because at this part of it, like, it's not like I'm gonna be like, yo, I got that new Snoop album, right? Like, I was listening to the song, right, and I was like, he's right. It is good for a Snoop album, right? This is let me just throw it on and I'm gonna just ride whatever. Go where I gotta go, groceries, Walmart, Target, pick up the kids, whatever. But the intro to that song is him calling, I don't know who he called, but they took a clip of him talking to somebody and he was like, yo, how much my sandbox? He was like, you mean your sand coin? And he's like, yeah, how much my sandbox? He was like, oh, well, it's this month. He's like, how much it started from? And he said like some low number. So he like 2-3x and whatever. And I was just like, wait, but this is the shit that annoys me. He doesn't know those like little
he doesn't
nuances.
know. Right.
When you hear him talk, you're gonna be like, oh, so you don't
riding
really
the wave.
understand.
Yeah, you're just riding the wave.
Right.
Opportunist.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at him for it. Like, but it's one of those things when you've been around long enough, you'll know the little things to pick up on when you hear how people talk about things. It's like, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from.
What do you think about what Chad is saying here? Kind of think they are using COVID to push the metaverse and using the metaverse to push the Green New Deal. That's a pivot from, but that's interesting take.
That's a whole set of interesting take. Because when you say the metaverse, which metaverse are you talking about?
Just in general.
No. See, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, if you're
talking Facebook, you think he's referring to Facebook, or
I don't know what he's referring to. What I'm saying is, it's like when people say, "Oh, it's the blockchain," or "Oh, I'm using blockchain." All right, well, what blockchain are you using? What's the protocol? What's your consensus mechanism? What's your way of your tokenization? Like, if you just say the metaverse, are we talking voxels? Are we talking sandbox type of metaverse? Are we talking Decentraland metaverse? Are we talking First Earth metaverse? Are we talking Sims?
Does it matter?
I think to a degree, yes, because if you're talking about a And considering the way everything is kind of set up right now, I can't say, quote, like decentralized metaverse, considering how the stuff is set up on the back end. I'm not talking about the stuff you see on the front. I'm talking about the back end, right? It's the company, there's the corporation thing, there's where the servers are, there's like the whole team thing, there's what jurisdiction they are and what they're doing, if they have like some kind of finance in their thing. To say the metaverse, if you're talking about Facebook, like
so
we
you
all
see what
know,
he says here. He says, honestly, any metaverse that keeps you inside your house and not driving vehicles all over the place.
if that's the case, then your phone could be a metaverse right now. Like, and this is a point I made over on LinkedIn, right? There's a period after, what is that, the late 90s going into the 2000s. Like, so South Korea and in Japan, I forgot the word for, like, South Korea obviously has a different language, so it's a different word. But there was a community that started developing of people around the internet. And once they started realizing, oh, I don't have to go outside. Oh, I can just order things and have it sent to me. And this is before Grubhub and all that shit. Like, this is the thing that I'm looking at going, if you look outside of what you see pushed in your face in mainstream news and all this other, fun, entertaining, colorful stuff, and you look at what's going on in other countries and other societies, like, it's not like we seeing nothing new. The only difference I would argue in this scenario right now is that the technology has developed in a way that it is more scalable, right? Where, God, I really can't remember the name for what they would call the people in Japan, but like, we're talking like the mid 2000s, and I'm not talking like 2015. I'm talking like 2005 when those communities started developing. And so here we had our thing, but we didn't acknowledge those communities like the way they did in South Korea and Japan. So now you have this whole new level of the technology is better, right? The access is way more easier. Like, you don't need to know how to find the right bulletin board, BBS stuff. You don't need to know how to like code any kind of thing to do a certain thing on a website. It's just like, I can just drop right in, log in, connect it to whatever my social media presence thing is, and then, you in. And the funny part to me about this is like, this is just human nature in regards to how, when you get enough exposure and you just look and wait and see like how people adapt to stuff. People gravitate to what they gravitate to on the individual level. And then you have enough individuals gravitate to make it a clique, a community, a movement, or whatever. That's just where we like.
Yeah, I like Chad. I like Chad's viewpoint though. That's pretty. I never even thought about it from that perspective. Could be. I think my assessment of the metaverse is it's a necessary evil, because we're literally not going to have enough physical jobs for people, because technology is eliminating so many jobs. So we're already seeing the whole buzzword, play to earn, play to earn, play to earn this, play to earn that. Other countries, they're already getting in there. They're making a living. Some of these people that we talked about this yesterday, I think in the Philippines or other countries over in the Middle East and across, they're making a living because average wage per day is $5. They can make that in the metaverse play to earn games.
Facts.
So that was my approach, Chad. I feel like this is a necessity, and we're just going in that direction because, hey, I give it 5 to 10 years, man. AI, blockchain, all that is going to eliminate so many more jobs that ain't nobody gonna have nothing else to do but play games and make money in a metaverse economy. It is what it is. We'll see. Hey, did you another note? Did you smoke today? Smoke a stick?
Nah, bruh. Like, that just would be killing my throat right now. Pause. For that's a pause for T-Pain. Sorry, 10 pounds. But yeah, nah, I can't. I learned my lesson the other day because I did that last week. I forgot, like I said, I forgot what I was smoking on. But it definitely messed me up the next day. And how
so I'm finally smoking that stick, the Davidoff limited edition 2022 I was telling you about. I don't know. It won't focus.
Okay.
Let's
Hold
see
on.
if it
See,
focuses.
now I gotta go reach.
Nah, it ain't gonna focus. I don't have autofocus on this DSLR.
Wait,
But
is my camera showing on the live stream? Because I'm seeing the
yeah.
swirl. Okay.
Yeah, I see.
So
Yep.
yeah, like I got some you know what I'm saying. Is it?
Nah, it's not. It barely. I can barely see it.
Yeah, so I got some stuff to go through, but it's just I don't like messing with when I'm feeling this way and then doing the smoke.
Yeah, your taste buds definitely get kind of off kilter when you're sick and trying to smoke. But so far, man, I mean, it's decent. I mean, here's the taste profile on this Davidoff. It's all right so far, man. You know, Davidoffs can be hit or miss, man. You gotta they're getting better. They used to be horrible to me. Very mild. Most of the sticks were mild. They're finally getting into the medium plus, and even some of them are full body. But let's see what my man Tech Geek is saying. Yeah, frontline employees will be done. Thanks, AI bots, real soon. Yeah, I agree. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Okay, so, oh God, I forgot what movie this was. This is like a 70s movie. And the dude was looking to do a takeover of the US. And it was like the whole black movement thing, right? And it was like, well, how are we going to get into that corporate office? And he was like, you know what you need to be a black man to get into any corporate office in America? And he was like, no, it's like a mop and a broom. And so,
wow.
Yeah, right. And so I can't remember the name of this movie, but that's what the thing was. And they went and got on all these different companies and like kidnapped CEOs and stuff, right? So
I think Trekk, I think we going halftime now. Halftime show. Let's plug it in. Ladies and gents, let me know if you can hear the sound. You should be able to.
I thought he was going to end up using the soundtrack.
Is he?
No, he's not. That's him. You can hear it in the audio, like there's a little echo.
Let me know, people, if you can hear it. You should be able to hear it.
Take a bullet for some and take this up on this jet. Out of town, put it down for the father of rap.
A little crystal. Okay.
That's the part of success. If you believe it's an S, you be relieving your stress.
Wow, this set is crazy, bro.
Okay, we got the plus size girls out here. Everything. You notice they ain't really giving them no camera time, though. I'm just saying.
Gotta give it up for the BBWs out there, man. They need love too.
Hey. Take them all the way. Strong back all day.
West Coast, make some noise.
And look at Black Money, bro. To the Wild Wild West.
Like, how many parties was you at back in the day and this joint came on? And you
This
like,
is
oh,
a
these
classic.
you know you can still throw this.
Oh my God, this is a classic, bro. But really, Pac brought the most heat to it, though. When Pac came on, his verse, oh my God.
Okay, so now here's the question, right? You record this clip. Who's making the top shot version of this Super Bowl game right now?
Who's making what?
Who's making the top shot version of this Super Bowl halftime show? Is it gonna be?
I don't know. I couldn't even think. I don't know. Oh, is that 50? Wow. What if he fail? Yo, what if he fail?
Right? So he got big.
Yeah, he got big. Pause.
Okay, he sound like he got a track though. It sounds like there's a track, but they're like trying to figure out the volume part.
Yeah, it sounds lip sync. I don't know.
Because he sounds kind of hoarse.
50 Cent got fat.
hey, they already what 5 of what you call it, so he's doing well right now. Your man is eating nice.
He's eating nice. He's eating nice. Definitely.
Word, Digital Underground.
I wasn't expecting 50 to be on here. That's cool.
Yo, like when was the last time he had to perform?
Right.
Right. Definitely, they only let him get one song in. Like, when was the last time he had to perform?
He said we got fat 50. Trekk said we got fat 50.
Right?
Wow. She looks good. I know it's makeup.
Keeping it tight. Keeping it tight.
Yeah. Mary's keeping it tight, bro. Wow, she looking good. Who did I hear? I saw a video, an interview, and someone alluded to the fact that Mary used to be like an industry slut.
Yes.
Okay.
With there's that whole period when she was with what's his name? What is his name? I
think Tupac said it. Tupac said it to somebody she was dating. It was, I forgot what interview I saw, bro, but yeah.
I forgot what's his name, but he's like one of the old school producers. And he's known in the name, and they had like the crazy relationship, and like the things that I've heard through like second and third hand is they had the crazy relationship. Excuse me. And like, yeah, she was definitely, around in certain groups and things. Oh
yeah, Danny Boy. That's Black Money said Danny Boy. That's it, Danny Boy. Danny Boy is the one that I think exposed her or something. Cause she was dating. Danny Boy is bisexual, whatever. I don't know what what's the proper term nowadays. But he used to date her. Huh?
No, yo, you know who really was like out there just spilling the tea every which way? Jaguar Wright.
Oh, that girl.
Jaguar Wright.
Oh, yes. What happened to her, bro? Yeah, she was on fire for a while, for sure.
I find that interesting that they let Mary get, what was that, 2 songs?
2 songs. That camera, you see that camera action? That was crazy.
All's my life I has to fight. All's my life I. Hard times like bad trips like Nazareth, I'm on one, you on one. God, we gon'
be all right. You muted, bro.
My bad. I was saying that's some straight Public Enemy formation right there.
Yeah.
like
We're gonna get back
dance
to
form, but like the stepping and everything, like that's Public Enemy stuff.
yeah, it is. Man, such an underrated guy. Like I love K Dot. He's one of those artists like hip hop today is so so saturated with like negative concepts. You know what I'm saying? But K Dot brings like he ain't corny, but he's still lyrical. But you know what I'm saying? He brings that balance, and then he's spitting knowledge to these cats. So I want to see more artists like that. This drill music is killing us.
Literally
killing us. Detroit, stand up. Bro, this stage, this scene is crazy.
And he's actually, is he playing the piano? No, is he at a board? Oh, okay, I get it.
One moment. Did you catch it? Just let it slip.
Facts, Babalo, for sure. This is the thing about him. This beard he started growing a few years ago, bro, it looks like it's taped on. Like, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look right on him, bro. Pause, no homo. It just does not look, it looks fake. M needs to be top 5. He should be. It's just that he's white, and they won't give it to him lyrically. And I'm not even like an M fan. Like, I don't listen to Eminem music. But lyrically, this dude is like top of the move. Anderson .Paak is playing the drums. That's crazy.
Okay.
I love, man. Anderson is so talented.
That dude is definitely.
I think I'm gonna go see him and Bruno in Vegas in April. Yeah.
All right, so what's the closer? What is the closer right now? Like, where's Snoop at? Because you see how they just showed 50 and Mary.
Snoop gotta come back, man.
Right.
This is like his.
You probably went and changed outfits for whatever the closeout is.
Maybe. All right, Dre getting on the piano.
Right. So I know he might like that. I'm on the phone playing.
Oh! Pot? They gonna do the hologram?
Oh, so that is actually a real EQ board. I was not sure about that until I just seen him actually messing with some of the controls. Closer.
Still Snoop Dogg and D.R.E.
I thought he would have changed outfits though, but okay.
Guess who's back?
I see you still doing it. Make some noise for Dr. Dre.
Like, all he gotta do is come out and do a verse nowadays, bro.
Yep.
Like, when was the last time he did a show?
I don't know, man.
You ain't up on fame.
Dr. Dre is the name, I'm ahead of my game. Pumping my leaf, still touching the beats. Still not loving police. I still rock them khakis with a dump in the crease.
Man, still not in love with police. Like, nah, dog, I don't believe you. Your tax bracket a little different now.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. You're meeting with the judges, the sheriff, all of them, bro.
Right,
Sorry.
right.
to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE.
Representing for them gangsters all across the world.
And still,
Hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE.
Voice of Crypto said, "Hey, unpopular opinion, but Mary J can get it." I don't know if that's unpopular, bro.
That ain't never been unpopular.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. I'm with you 100%.
Mary is doing her thing, man. Like her dietitian, her gym person, they earning their keep.
She keeping that nose clean.
What they call that, boogie candy?
That booger candy. Yeah, man. So that was it. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
I did with looking at the commercial stuff later on. I heard that Coinbase was the first commercial that showed.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Coinbase one because they took a different approach and it's getting some flack on Twitter. I got a Twitter thread up about that. Before we get to that, though, I do want to talk about this one because you guys brought this up last night that there was a shooting at
Oh yeah,
outside of
bruh,
Justin.
that was like right
Outside
after
of-
we finished. I was like, wait, what? There was a shooting, and the video I seen, you don't see who quote, did whatever. You just like see people standing around, and then all of a sudden you just hear like, pop, 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 pop.
10
Everybody
shots,
like-
bro. 10 shots. And so there's two angles to the video. I saw the first one that was kind of from top down, looking down.
Okay, see, I ain't
Then
doing
there's
that.
a street level one on the other side of the cars, and you can see who's actually shooting. So let me play this video real quick.
Yo,
So this is Kodak. He gets shot, I think, in the leg. This is crazy, bro. Oh, man.
So I was looking at something, and
So let's see.
Oh shit! What?
Let's see what fight's going on right here. There's a gunman. It's not funny. This is not funny because innocent. Damn, bro. When it's up and it's up and it's up, then it's stuck. So 10 shots, bro. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's got the helmet on. Now that's journalism right there for you,
Right.
brother. That's journalism.
the man kept the camera going.
Kept
hit
the
the
camera
ground.
going.
He made sure that he was in
Oh
a safe
my
low
God. How much did he
position.
sell that? How much did he sell that video to TMZ for?
You know
That
they
boy
probably
got a
lowball
few
him.
hundred bands for that one.
They probably try to lowball him though.
No, of course. You know that. So what were you saying though? About that situation? You told me. I didn't even know anyone got shot until you guys said it in the Twitter DM.
So I knew somebody got shot, but I didn't know who. And like I said, I just seen the thing on IG and I was like, wait, what? And then I said something in the group. So I was looking at some of his videos over on IG when I seen that initial post on it. And I was just like, yo, like your folks around you sound a lot like how Bobby Smurder's folks sound around him during his high point, right? Where like you talking all the big talk about living the life and everything. And I'm just like do we get no lessons from other people's mistakes? Do we not see what happened and be like, yo, you know what? My man has a deal. Let me make sure if I'm going to get to eat, even if it's self-invested interest, even if it's 100% self-invested interest, Let me make sure this dude is safe and stays out of situations that can cause harm to him being able to continue to generate my lifestyle that I have become used to living, even if it's 100% self-invested interest. Like it's mind-blowing to me to watch this and be like, so you telling me one of your mans couldn't have dealt with that?
So I agree. First of all, why are you running to the fight? You're the brand. You doing some Tupac shit.
You
running
to the
you running. I'm sure he's on probation, right?
Facts.
So I'm sure that's a probation violation right there.
Facts.
Right? So he violated PO, probation.
Right.
Now he might be going back to jail, and he got shot for it. Like a lose-lose situation for Kodak Black.
Like
I don't understand it, bro. I just don't understand it.
Those are the scenarios where I gotta look and be like, yo, like who do you have around you? Like, if y'all don't have that strategy of like, listen, we are in a certain genre of rap that has a higher propensity of violent activities that happen around certain figures. Let me make sure I got the ride or die people with me, but when stuff happen, I know I also need to be like at a certain distance and have certain buffers. And if that's the role you're going to play on my team, like you need to 100% understand that's the role you're going to play on this team. But if you just
Voice of Crypto said it, but the sad thing about it, Trekk, Voice of Crypto said it perfectly. His stock just went up. He got shot.
Because he survived though. He survived.
It's a perverted culture that we have in the hip hop world.
Facts.
And I'm a hip hop head, bro. I love all music. I used to be a producer, so I used to listen to all types of music. But I'm a hip hop head. Like I love.
Bro?
I know, right? I literally had a production company. Used to work with actually one of the guys from D12. We were doing some work for him back in the day. Yeah, man, it's just sad that why is it only I don't see country rap. I don't see country artists. I don't see any other genre.
Bro,
artists
no
getting to
genre.
These scuffles and fights and shootouts and stuff.
No other genre of music goes through the stuff the way that we go through it. And what's funny, right? Even if you look at the early rock bands like Bad Fish Brains and stuff like that, like those are black rock bands from back in the day, right? There was things that went on in scuffles and stuff, but the way that like we move with it now and like, we're talking like the last 30 or so, 40 years, when you start looking at things like country or like how the electric scene works, or like there's beefs, there is definitely beefs and squabbles and things that happen. But our stuff in regards to the hip hop genre, the hip hop culture thing, it gets played out in the public sphere and like the virtual ether world in a different way compared to any other group or any other like genre of music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My man Eric said, what do you think would have been said if he were to be running away from the gunshots or the squabble?
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
You're right. But see,
who said it? Who said it best? They said that hip hop rappers have the most dangerous job, even above cops.
Right.
I think it was like The Game or somebody said that. It's sad, man.
But like, look at it this way though, right? What's his name? What is his name? What's his name out of New York? He had a situation. I think he was over in Europe or something, and he ended up getting locked up for ASAP Rocky. Bam.
Oh, and Trump helped him get out, right?
That's one of the things thrown around.
Yeah. Trump helped him. Yeah.
But like the situation of his team understood very well, like, yo, if something happened to him, we not gonna eat. Now, Granted, ASAP Rocky don't necessarily rap the same way as Kodak Black does as far as narrative and message stuff. But
Dr. Little John, jump in, bro. I'm gonna
what's
send you the
going
link
on,
to
bro?
the stream. If you can jump in, I would love to get you in the stream, man. Go ahead, Trekk.
Yeah. So like Kodak Black, if they would, like as far as this quote street cred thing goes, would it have been looking funky if he would have been seen at an angle of running opposite of the fight situation? Yeah. But I don't know. In my mind, and again, I'm not in his shoes. I'm just out here looking at this situation from an outside observer who does not live in that life. And also looking at the track record of other hip hop people. And it's just like, I think that there could have been a better crisis management like plan than what just played out. Personally, that's just how I'm looking at it.
I guess, bro, but we know how crazy the hip hop world is. Like you build,
Right.
you only get power from doing negative things or being wrapped up in negative situations and scenarios.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't understand. So Tech Geek said, now ASAP about to have a billionaire baby with Rihanna. Facts.
So
Facts.
imagine if
Facts.
ASAP was out here running around.
Shout out to ASAP.
Squabbles. Like,
Shout out to
come on,
ASAP.
man.
So let me I'm just gonna try to really quickly send this link to Dr. LJ. Get him in this stream if we can, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto Damu himself. Let me see. I'm sending this to him right now. So maybe he can join in, and he's always opinionated. We saw Dr. Little John down in Miami. I had him come out. Got him a ticket to the event down there. Did you get a chance to wrap it up with him?
I saw him before I saw y'all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Black Money said these rappers are not hip hop. Rap is the verb. Hip hop is the genre. Ooh, you don't group all singers into one genre. The streets don't forgive you because you started rapping. What do you think about that?
Okay. I mean, yeah, the rap is the verb. I feel like this era of the like evolution of music, of rap as the expressive part musically of hip hop is X amount of the branches, like, and it's going into its own thing. And granted, we talk about how like social media and like negative activity tends to get the build up on stuff, but it's also like a different audience base. Like,
Yeah.
it's a different audience. And like what's crazy, right, is when you think about like looking at us in the 90s and dealing with like the fallouts of the 70s and 80s as far as like crack coming in to the communities and urban city stuff, right? But if you look back further at jazz and like blues and how the horse was playing in that scene, because like the new thing now is like, yo, what you sipping on? Like, right?
It's horrible.
So like this is sad to say, like, but if you look at the history and the track record of it, every like, and then I'm talking specifically in regards to like how we've moved through these musical eras in the States as like Black people. Damn near every one of our eras had a drug scenario connected to it. Like it or not, go back and look at the documentaries and interviews of like Miles or like Thelonious Monk or what's the name of the other dude that I can't remember his name of right now, but like the drug thing, whatever the variation of the drug is of the day, It's been there.
All right, we got LJ in the building. What's
going
going on,
sir?
bro?
What's going on, dog? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Just chilling, man. Chilling in South Central, man. Hearing y'all talk about the music industry, man, and how it's played us for so many years, man.
So little do people know, LJ, he's been on my stream a few times. He's done a call in, but LJ actually used to be close to Death Row and work with Death Row back in the day. I want to ask you, man, and I actually reached out to FG because I'm trying to get him on my channel. Were you around like Buntree and
that's part of how I got in, was through Buntree and a few other cats. I got a lot of love for Buntree, man. Rest in peace. Got a lot of love for him, man.
So know Mob James.
I know Mob James. I know him less than I know Buntree. I know Buntree. I used to go to Buntree's house. I didn't held a wall with Buntree. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even from Compton. I'm from Inglewood, but I got mad love. I got mad love in Compton because of cats like Buntree, Rock Chisholm. You know, man, it's been so long. I can name, brothers Rick James. I can name a whole lot of cats. I had mad love. I end up having my kids in Compton. You know what I'm saying? My baby mama's from Compton. I got so much love for, and I was just talking about this to somebody. I got so much love, man, in Compton, man, that I had money put on my head, and fools went to Buntree and them and put 100 on my head, and they turned it down and called me and told me that I need anything.
Wow.
So, and somebody, I can put out there, the cat that Suge is convicted for, that dude put 100,000 on my head, me and somebody else's head, and he's from Compton. He went to Compton and got at cats in Compton and said, hey man, I'll give y'all action at this. And they turned it down and then called me and said, what do I need? You know what I'm saying? That's how much love I had from Buntree. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And I got that from being behind the wall. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the same neck of the woods that they from, but just the other side of the city, and being behind them walls and having to get down and representing one. You know what I'm saying? Representing P-Funk. And I got out with 7 dudes to back up somebody from Compton. You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, I had the utmost love from Buntree and a gang of other cats out of Compton.
Did you know FG?
Nah, I don't know if I might know him by something else.
Oh, okay.
I might know him by something else.
So what do you feel? John Hill, aka Default, said Mob James snitched. What you feel about that, man?
I don't know. I don't know the whole story on it, so I don't even want to, you know what I'm saying, speak on it. But I don't know. I ain't the people I know, I ain't heard nobody say that they not fucking with him anymore. But I mean, I don't know. He ain't, he ain't been in the streets like that for a long time anyway.
So right. He denounced the whole Mob James. He don't even go by Mob anymore. Yeah.
Well, but, you know what? This is what I will say. He does have a lot of hurt and pain over
from his brother.
Over his brother. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't.
Hello.
I can only, every man has his faults. I can only say that my dealings with Suge and all of that was true to the streets and to what was going on at that time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I would say this. I work with a couple labels, and Suge was the only label, man, that security, we didn't have to pay for nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to pay for food, drinks, rooms.
How would you categorize Suge?
The Tyson Bruno fight, he had 50 rooms at the Luxor locked in for us. Now I didn't work for Priority Records, and the security had to buy their own food and drinks. But anytime we rode Death Row, Hey, we had carte blanche to whatever, man. I don't even fuck with a lot of stuff after that, just because of the way I was treated when I was fucking with Death Row. We had carte blanche to everything, man. You know what I'm saying? And that was made show. You know, now I do believe that there was a lot of opportunities that a lot of brothers could have taken. You know what I'm saying? But because they didn't really understand, because they was too much in the streets, they didn't understand that door was open for them to, you know, to become producers, to become, you know, mixers, to become a whole host of things, you know, videographers and all that, you know, managers and dudes didn't take that up when the opportunity presented itself, you know. But I mean, Suge had his faults, you know, but I mean, you know, he I would say for the most degree, he was straight with us, man. You know, I mean, there was a lot of things he probably could have done better, you know.
So real quick, just to bring you up, you know, this guy FG, he comes out of nowhere. Maybe about a month ago, he does an interview with Alonzo, Alex Alonzo, right? Was it Gangster TV or something like that? I don't know if you ever seen his stuff. Used to be Street TV on YouTube. Anyway, he comes out and he just puts the whole thing out like, Mob James was the CW. I got proof. Here are the pictures. Blah, blah. He goes to the whole story and pretty much, you know, exposes Mob James on putting him in jail for 10 years. You know?
Well, I say this.
He's cross-Atlantic. He's cross-Atlantic.
I say this. The street does this, man. You got paperwork, then present the paperwork.
He did.
You know? Well, if he presented the paperwork, then that speaks for itself. You know, now when I say paperwork, I mean shit that's concrete, not assumption. You know.
Oh yeah, he got photos, man.
But I mean, you know, if that's the case, then paperwork is paperwork, man. You know, paperwork is paperwork. You know, that's you know, especially if you're behind them walls, man. That's what you present. You present that paperwork, and you know, and then you know, pieces fall where they may. You know. But I would say this. I would say this also though. You know, it's like this. If a cat come at me and give me paperwork on another cat saying that cat did some of the first thing I'm gonna say is, well, what actions did you take? You know what I'm saying? Because if you saying this person did that to you, then you know what I'm saying? If I had some paperwork on somebody, I'm not gonna go present it. That's my green light to handle it. You know what I'm saying? That's my green light to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know,
you muted Trekk.
You know, so you know that sometimes people present paperwork because it may be true, but sometimes people also present paperwork because they don't want to handle it.
I'm just saying, remember that, you know, these things are recorded, and
yeah. Well, you know, that's why I said the streets. That's how the street goes. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's talking about street code or how things are done in the streets, you know, that's how things are done in the street. You know, not saying that we're promoting any of that, but that's just, you know, that's things that happen in the streets.
So did you have good time out there in Miami, bro? I didn't only saw you that one day.
Yeah, man, I had a good time, man. I hadn't done an all-nighter in a long time, man. I ended up doing an all-nighter I didn't get back to that hotel like 5 o'clock.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Running the streets.
What'd you say, Trey?
I said he was out there running them streets, boy.
That's what's up, bro. What did you think of? Have you been following the Reggie Middleton whole situation?
Yeah.
Speak on that, bro.
Yeah, man.
And did you see his last interview on Gentlemen of Crypto a couple nights ago?
I don't know if I've seen that one, but I've seen maybe 7 or 8 videos that he's made in the last month or so. I seen the one that you and him made. I'm gonna have to say, man, I gained more respect for him when I seen him in Miami because he remembered who I was.
Oh, right. You were in the room.
I was in the room. I was in the suite with him. So
was it in Vegas or in Miami?
It was in Vegas.
Yeah, we were in Vegas, right?
Yeah,
right.
So it wasn't like he was just saying like, oh yeah, I remember you. He specifically said, yeah, you came to my suite, you know. So that right there impressed me a lot. You know, now I'm looking at him with the patent stuff. You know, I think it if everything he says is true, then he's got solid grounds. The problem is that he gonna have a legal battle on. He's gonna have to take it to court.
See, and
You
you,
know, I
you
think
heard the interview that I did with him. That was my whole thing. I'm like, Reggie, I'm with you. Like, I know you're capable. I know you're smart. I know you were thinking ahead of the curve and got these suckers. You got them. Checkmate. But can you really move that pawn? Can you move it with? I mean, you need, and maybe he does. Maybe he has a capital behind him. Maybe he has some silent investors or whatever behind him that's like, put, whatever you need, lawyer, costs or bills or whatever, we'll cover it because we know this is a big play. I don't know. I don't know, but
I think, I think it depends on how he maneuvers the pieces on the board. It depends on, the turn of events in the next, 6 months or so. There may be one preeminent company that may say, okay, we'll give you we'll give you leasing fees or whatever he's asking for, and I think if that happens, then, that changes the game. But like I say, technically, if the shoe would have been on the other foot, those people would have had grounds. I say with him, it's a brother being first, man, and they don't like that. You know what I'm saying? A brother being first, a brother showmating them, because they thought it wasn't worth anything. They thought it wasn't worth putting any focus on. They thought it wasn't worth investing in. They thought it, they smeared it, for the last, 5, 6, 7 years, the whole space. And now to find out that, wait a minute, we had a brother, amongst other people that was, thinking ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And they don't like that. It's funny how they went after Veritasium, and there was other companies that they could have went after that had more money vested, that had bigger purse strings at the time, So
are you tracking the metaverse stuff? I think, to me, I'm looking forward. I'm a forward-looking individual, and I'm just saying, look, this metaverse, people, is where it's at. I think we need to really claim some land and some property on there, start building, start offering services within the metaverse, start an economy there. Do it now. Get your foothold now in that space. Are you following the metaverse in any
to some
capacity?
degree? I'm still waiting for some of the ashes, because I look at it, it's the same thing with NFTs and all that. All that tech is new technology, and when it first comes out, it comes out with a big bang and hype, and then it has to settle in to reality, to what's possible right now, what may be possible. I think the metaverse still has a little ways to go. I think those who do get in now and can wait it out, maybe maneuver from platforms if the platform that they choose doesn't pan out and something else pans out. But at some point in time in the future, yeah, I think it will have a place. I don't know how big of a place in the end people are going to want to really exchange, the metaverse for real life. I see some people that will want to do that, but me, I'm not gonna live my life in the metaverse. I might visit, but I'm not gonna live my life in the metaverse. But I can see a lot of people who especially, people in the last 2 years have done nothing but stay up in the house, and they've gotten accustomed to that.
Right. There was a good comment about that earlier, saying that the whole point of metaverse is to transition us over COVID into relying on the government. I think sort of the Green New Deal situation. That's one of the things they were spending it. But Stephanie Williams asked, sand or mana? I would say both.
I would say both. If you're gonna go there, both. Yeah.
We don't know right now. I don't do price talk, but they both down right now.
Oh, we don't do Mister. We don't do price talk. It's saying that sand and mana are down. Okay.
Look, they both down.
Man, altcoins are getting slaughtered.
But you know
right
what?
now.
But you know what? You got you once again. It's the same thing with the ICOs. All that was a big boom. Okay.
Yeah.
The ICO tech, the concept didn't go away, but we had
Right.
to shift through all the BS, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the same thing with the NFTs. We have to shift through all the BS. You know, I think with the NFTs, I'm not a big fan of all the JPEGs, but I am a fan of the utility in games. You being able to own items in games and being able to transfer that, you know, I think that's definitely going to blow up. You know, gaming is big at some point in time. That, you know, that's a no-brainer. But I mean, you know, a lot of the other stuff, I think some of that stuff's going to fade out. Some of it will stay around. The technology and the concept and the possibilities will be there. But, you know, like I said, it's like with the ICOs. ICOs are still there, but it's just not as prevalent as it was. It's a technology that we've utilized, we've tried out, and we realize where its pros and cons are, and where we need to still work on it, and its legalities and all that type of stuff, man. You know, and this space is rife with that. Every cycle we're gonna have. I realize this. Every cycle there's gonna be something new that somebody says this is the next thing.
Right. And so the best, exactly. And I think, and you know, Voice of Crypto is saying it here, you know, diversify. No telling which one will be popular. Could be something that looks mediocre, like the Amongst Us game. I don't know about that game, but yeah, I would say diversify. It's way too early to say I'm firm on Mana being the one, or Sand being the one, or any of these other ones. It's just too, I would say the easiest way to play the game is to just buy the tokens for now. Don't go invest a lot of money in that property. Not yet. Buy the token, and you can use that as a proxy. Go ahead, Trekk.
This is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice.
This is just us saying some things that we know. Our experiences, and we have shared experiences.
Exactly.
So this is not financial advice.
For educational purposes.
Educational purposes of me just sharing my experience. But as you were saying, Little, and as you were saying, Blood, that the strategy of diversification is the more like lowering risk way to move about the space. But you know, most of us out here trying to FOMO and ape our way in on stuff, and we want to 10x in like 2 days. I'm gonna say it this way: if you got in like the 2020 period, most of the folks don't understand the concept of ROI in regards to like those of us who was in the pre-16 period to look at the stuff now and be like, oh yeah, so if I get this, like, unless I know I'm out here trying to flip this for a short-term gain that I don't even care if I lose, you talking about what, 3, 5, 6 years? It takes an average of 2 years for projects out here to actually do something. So you talking at least 2 years, and on top of it, you got to see like what does the market adoption look like in the 3rd year, or do they get like bought out by somebody else? Which I'm really surprised we haven't started seeing the buyouts happening yet. But that might be, you know, closer to 2025, whatever. But you know, that's what most of the folks, the mentality for most of the folks who are at it now, they don't get that part of the like. You might have to hold that bag for like 4 years.
They ain't went through the pain. They ain't went through the pain, man. They
don't want the pain. They don't want the pain.
They don't. Hey, but it don't matter whether they want it or not. If they ain't prepared for it, you know what I'm saying? They'll get it. Like you say, Bitcoin don't care about nobody's feelings. You know, the space don't care about nobody's feelings.
You know what Bitcoin cares about? Bitcoin cares about what the hell is going on in the real world. We got Russia. We got Ukraine. Be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Again, not financial advice. Thanks, Trekk. But you got to be careful in this environment where we're potentially going into a kinetic war. Listen, Bitcoin, cryptos, they're going to drop heavily. I was just talking to my boy John App before I jumped on the live stream about this. Listen, if we go to kinetic war status, not when I say we, if Russia and Ukraine get into it, and you know we have to always stick our nose in everything. If the United States sticks their nose,
situation right here. This is a we situation.
You're right. A we situation.
It's a we situation.
It is. For sure for you. Right. For sure for you, Trekk. But if that happens, listen, Bitcoin is gonna tank. Big time.
Everything's gonna fall.
Everything is going to. It's a risk
Everything's
on
going to
asset.
fall. You got to realize this. Not only that, you got to look at what's the environment that we will be going into that already. We're already in a serious economic decline that people don't even realize.
So this is
that
fitting.
people
This is
don't
what the
even
government
realize.
does. Right. They distract us. When stuff is slowing down, they distract us with the war. Shout out to my man Default. He's in the building. What's going on, brother?
Man, y'all start talking about price. I was going to jump on real quick.
Yes, sir.
I posted like on Twitter, like if we didn't get back over 43,200, like we're probably going down to 30. A lot of people still are bullish for some reason, but just like I was saying, everything with the like this war and stuff like that, price looks horrible. I think the last gas right now is I got a chart I got. It's around like 30, like 40,000. We break that, it can really start accelerating down. And
yeah, so I've got, as you guys may be able to see on the screen, I've got 40. That yellow dotted line is at 41,000. If we kind of break that area, I think we head to this trend line of about 40,000, and that's where you're talking about. That's exactly 40,000. We break that. That's breaking the trend line, the outer trend line, and lower we go. Possibly next level 36,000, and then I got 32,000.
We hit 40, break 40, probably going back to 30. Like yeah, it probably could
quick,
be like
too.
Quick,
It'll be quick.
Like,
it'll be quick.
Like you know, a couple hours.
When those late night wicks, you wake up, be like, damn, man, everything was going all right. You know, I went to sleep. You know, I set a stop. You know, or I didn't set a stop.
Right. I went to sleep and woke up in a Focus, not a Bugatti.
You know, or no, I hate when you wake up and it does one of them drops and then it's back where you was at.
Oh yeah.
When you went to sleep, you're like, damn, I could have took advantage of that, man.
Have those limit orders in there. Those limit orders waiting. Yes, sir.
But you know what I think? I think too, man. I think honestly, I really have a strong sense that this is the calm before the storm. Because you got to look at the attitude of the people, man. You know, everybody's been locked down, so now they're loosening up. And what is most people thinking about? Going out and partying, going out. Look, Super Bowl today in LA. You know what I'm saying? I know a gang of people that, you know, they've forgotten about what we've gone through in the last 2 years and what's still to come, because that we ain't swept up all the ashes from, you know, we ain't found all the bodies yet. You know what I'm saying? From these last 2 years, you know. You know, and so that's that diversion. That's diversionary tactic. You know what I'm saying? Throw the people off. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still so much yet to come. You know, 20% of the businesses went out of business during these 2 years. And I look, it's crazy because everywhere I go, I see help wanted signs. You know, so I'm like, damn, okay.
Let's talk about that because I'm confused. I'm confused about why there's why. No, see, I was talking to my wife about this the other day. I said, you know, we were talking, and like you said, there were help wanted signs everywhere.
Everywhere.
Why aren't people working? I know the Stimmy bucks is gone.
It's gone. That's
gone. Gucci
so,
and Louis are no longer. So I know the money gone.
So I think this is this is uncovering some lie or some untruth that has been swept up under the rug, you know, up until this time, because it don't make sense. Yeah, okay, some people might not want to go back. Some people might have gotten other occupations, but if 20% of the businesses went out of business, those are a gang of employees looking for jobs. How come at least some of those people aren't filling those spots? And then I got to ask this: all you businesses that are looking for employees, where did your employees go?
Right. Exactly.
You know, how do all of a sudden you have positions open? You know,
the great resignation. Yep, that's exactly
this
what
is
why.
And so yeah.
Go ahead, Default.
I wanted to add, like, this is what I've been hearing. It's like a lot of these businesses that are still around, you know, they got they got their stimmy. What was that? The PPP. And one of the stipulations is, you know, if they hire, like, if they, you know, if they lost employees or they wanted to, you know, in order to basically get what's it called? Sorry about that.
to get the dismissal or the forgiveness
dismissal
of
to
the
that.
loan. Yeah.
Yeah, the dismissal of the loan. They have to like show that they're trying to hire more people if they lost
Yeah,
employees,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
what I'm hearing is a lot of companies are saying like, yeah, we got to help run it, but they're really not trying to hire nobody. And so they're keeping
And
that.
that's possible.
I can see that angle. Okay.
I can see that. I can
Yes.
see that.
So that's what I think that's why there's this a big disconnect, because they're saying, oh, we want to hire somebody, and then the people get in, they get hired, and they're like, oh, well, you need this, this, and that. They're really not trying to hire anybody.
Yeah,
but to the government, they're like, oh, we got to help running. We're out here trying to, we got recruiters, we got, all this infrastructure trying to get people into our these positions, but we just can't find anybody that's qualified. So I think that's some of what's going on with that situation.
And once again, all of that being said, there's still ramifications that we haven't seen yet. There's still consequences to this scenario that we haven't seen yet. And I don't see, the feds, they ran out of tricks, so I don't.
Oh yeah, they're done data. Yeah, they're done.
I see either you pushing the can down the road or it getting bad real fast.
Nah, they've go ahead, Trekk.
I was gonna say that, like, we gotta remember that by the time you see the report on the news, or like when you hear of the official today blah 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 drops, that's like a 30 to 90 day lag. What is happening in real time outside your front door. And so in regards to like even this situation with the job thing, like, yeah, that's a part of the game that's being played. And then there was another part on the PPP loan thing where it's like, if you kept them for a certain period of time, like for who you had, if you kept them for a certain period of time, you would have been able to get some other kind of benefit.
The forgiveness.
Say it again?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like it's funny. It's not funny, but it is funny to look at and go, okay, so you put out this policy that has X amount of loopholes in it. It has loopholes in it, but then you're still going to be like, well, no, this is like the golden seal. Like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. And everyone's doing what they're supposed to do. X amount of people are gaming the system, but you're not going to call it out, because if you call it out, then it's like, well, why would you make a policy that has that kind of loopholes in it? Unless you intended to have the situation be able to be more smoke and mirrors, right?
Yeah.
So like you got the mom and pops dealing with their scenario, you got the mid-size level companies, and then you got enterprise level companies who also running their game, and they have the lawyers and the accountants to do, the legwork. But like mid-size business and like mom and pop level, it's a struggle out here. And then you trying to take every which way that you can to keep your business thing going. But you're looking at it going like, how much more fight do I really need to like deal with to do this thing? And the government's fighting me at the lower level of the business like value chain in comparison to the mid and enterprise level companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. Real quick, let me just tell everyone, please hit those thumbs up. Let's get those likes up. I think we got like 33 likes right now. Let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. What are you gonna say, LJ?
And that adds to it. That adds to the whole thing, because like I said, I look around and I see, not only do I see the help wanted, but I see a whole lot of retail space. I'm talking about whole shopping centers that's damn near ghost towns, man.
Yes.
Just from one end. And I'm not talking about just in the distressed areas of the city. I'm talking about in areas that, are wealthy. I'm talking about in areas that are working class. And so them places, that retail is not going to get filled, that space is not going to get filled. And so that, to me, we haven't seen the ramifications of that as well. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that property? That property was designed for retail. So what are you going to mock it up for the housing?
Yeah, probably.
You know,
That's what I've been hearing. The trend is, yeah.
And that's possible, but I still think that's more apartments than we need. Because everywhere I go, places are empty.
I think that's needed, actually.
Yeah, I think it's needed.
You know, I mean, I don't doubt that it isn't needed. I don't doubt that it isn't needed, and it'll fill a vacuum because it'll create construction, it'll create a whole host of things. But that still doesn't offset for a lot of other things. You know, I'm kind of honestly, I'm kind of upset about because I've been ordering a lot of stuff lately, and the stuff I order, if it ain't right, I'm mad because I can't just drive somewhere and take it back.
Mm.
You know, so that convenience, yeah, it's been somewhat of convenience, but it also has been an inconvenience because if I'm tinkering with something right now and I'd be like, man, I need this, I can't go get it.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I wanna jump to this topic, fellas, and this is about Coinbase. We can kind of talk about Trekk, start talking about the Super Bowl ads, but this is pretty crazy. So Carmen Rogers, I don't know who she is, but she got a blue check on Twitter. She says Coinbase commercial with just the QR code and no dialogue or context was kind of bold. They basically said, we only trying to sell to people who actually know what this is. How y'all feel about that? I agree with her. She's got like almost 5,000 likes and almost 1,000 retweets on this one. Do you think that was an effective way to go for Coinbase?
I don't think it was, but at the same token,
Coinbase.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. I mean, how you know that's like the Nike commercials where they don't even show a tennis shoe. You know, I don't think that was a smart move, but I do kind of agree on the fact that I'm not a big proponent of introducing new people into the space to Shiba Inu. You know, I don't do that. I think that's a great disservice because there's too many pitfalls. There's too many pitfalls in it. This is the Wild West, period. And I don't mind that. I don't mind it being the Wild West. I don't want regulation. Right, but at the same token, you need to understand where you're stepping into. And all the games, all the tricks, all the cons that we've had in the normal world, they're times 100 here. Because that person don't have to rob you standing in front of you. They can rob you from across the sea, across the ocean, across, communication lines, and so, there's too many people in this space getting in the wrong way, man.
I agree. Trekk, what's your thoughts? Mute for us.
Sorry, I'm like jumping between like the chat and then somebody texts me something on the phone. So now I'm trying to get them to come watch the stream. So
gotcha.
Yeah, trying to cultivate, the viewership audience thing. But
yeah, let's get it up, people. Let's share this video, share this stream.
So as far as this that commercial, somebody crunched the numbers and was like, "Yo, what's going to be the age demographics of the people who are going to watch this?" And how many of them know about crypto versus how many of them know how to use QR codes? All right, well, as opposed to us trying to go through and explaining X amount of the stuff, let's get them in and then on-ramp them through our education process. And because it's going to be...
I hear that angle. I didn't look at the QR code to see where it actually took you. I'm sure it didn't take you to Coinbase homepage. They most likely had a landing page created that was tailored for the Super Bowl. But go ahead.
Because if you look at if anybody could find what does it take you to, please let me know.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know. Drop it in the chat if it lets you.
So what is it? If you look at what they've been doing on IG and on YouTube. They've been promoting their learn to earn thing heavy. If they didn't connect this Super Bowl ad to that learn to earn thing, I mean, arguably,
that would be foolish. Yeah,
arguably a wasted opportunity. But my point is that somebody crunched the numbers and said, "Hey, we could either do a whole bunch of fancy misdirection stuff and then be like Coinbase or like Bitcoin at the end of it. And then they'd be like, well, okay. But Bitcoin is like what bad people use. All right. As opposed to, we're not going to push cryptocurrencies at you. We're going to push Coinbase at you. Why? Because down the road, Coinbase is not just going to be cryptocurrencies. They're like, they just launched the NFT thing. So like, we're not pushing the individual products and services. We just want you to come in the house, and then we're going to show you around the different rooms. Either you're going to be curious because you saw it on the Super Bowl, or you already have some kind of idea that you've heard of the company before. And this is like, well, let me try to figure out this QR code thing. If it's on the Super Bowl, that means that, oh, it's something in popular culture. That's at least how I read that situation.
Okay, so it looks like here an hour ago, right after the commercial went out, Coinbase said here, now that we have your attention, we'd like to announce that we're giving away $15 in Bitcoin to anyone who joins Coinbase by the 15th. Click the link. What do you guys feel about that?
And that was on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with that is this. Anybody who's aware, at least to some degree, $15 ain't that much of an incentive. Now, I would at least in the commercial at least said, hey, you want to learn to earn, or you want to hear about how people are making all this money, or I would at least led with something.
So here's the catch on that, though. You know what the catch on that is? Between now and the 15th, how much you gonna bet me they have at least like 1.5 million new registered users? We're not talking about active. We're not talking about
yeah.
We're talking about registered.
Yeah,
for sure.
Minimum.
But I mean, they're
2 million.
They're getting them numbers anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, and because what would end up happening is you're tracking how much of the funnel worked from the QR code. That's the thing. So, as far as the giveaway, you remember when referral links used to be like $25 and $100?
Yeah,
early days.
I remember when the faucets, when they were giving $5, $6, $10 faucets away.
So
all you do is just push a button.
arguably, that shows how far we've come. That it's like, all right, listen, we can't be out here giving out $25 a head. Like, we could deal with. I imagine somebody crunched the numbers and was like, yo, if we can get
1 million signups, that's 15 million spent in addition to the ad. So what would they spend for the ad? Maybe 5 million, 3 million?
But you got to calculate on average, if we can get you to do at least either hold your crypto on the platform, right? So they can do their stuff on the back end with it, or you're going to do X amount of trading, which means what it costs to onboard you onto the Coinbase platform, they're going to make like 5, 10x. Even if you are a, like, let's say a swing trader type person, or you're just a hodl type person. If you're the hodl type person, they're going to make up off of you just hodling on the platform. And if you're staking on the platform, they're going to make up off of that too. So that's 2 ways right there. If you're doing the trading and you're hodling a portion and you're staking, there's at least 3-5 different ways that they're going to make the money off of you and make like 3 to 5 times what $15 was for them.
Let me get Default's opinion on this whole approach by Coinbase.
I mean, it gives them more exposure. So to me, any ad, if you're on the Super Bowl, you're doing ads, you're already winning. You already have the capital. They're easily for the new users. They are the on ramp for new users. So I think it's positive for them. They will get he was saying, like, you'll get that revenue from the back end from the new users, even if you get like 10% of those people just transaction. So, I mean, yeah, it seems like it was a smart idea, I guess, just to get your, like, to the new people that don't deal with crypto, don't really understand it. The QR code kind of piques their interest. I don't think even the QR code went anywhere. I try to use it because I was watching the commercial on my computer, and it was like invalid QR code, but there was a link. Yeah, there was a link to like the website to where they were doing the promotion. Maybe it just didn't work on my end, but
Oh wow, that would be a
Well,
huge mistake, wouldn't it?
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad because that
That would be horrible. I didn't see any tweets about that yet, but here's my thing about Coinbase in particular, because they went public. Is actually I was short Coinbase. The reason I was short Coinbase is because it's a race to the bottom. It's a race to zero. You look at the maturation of the stock market exchanges or brokers, right? The E-Trades, the Charles Schwabs, and all them. Where are their fees at now? Zero.
yeah.
Crypto exchanges are going to have to go the same route. They're all going to race to the bottom, bro. So it's like I was short long term. I was short Coinbase. Personally, not giving financial advice because it's going to be a race to the bottom. They're going to be at zero fees in 5 to 10 years, 10 years. Maybe.
also all those early investors were cashing out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that was another reason. But they're just going to sell your data just like any other exchange is doing, just like Robinhood is doing, just like Schwab and all the others. They're just going to sell your
and
information
let the big guys front run you.
Exactly.
You also got to realize too how many of a lot of us started out in Coinbase or somewhere nearabouts there, but how many of us that started out there use Coinbase today? You know, so you got to think that's going to happen. That's going to happen at some point with a percentage of the new sign-ons that get into Coinbase. At some point in time, you move on unless Coinbase changes.
And you make a good point, LJ. That's another reason why I was short Coinbase. Is because you can't do that in the stock market. I can't go like peer to peer and trade my stocks. Like I have to stay within that ecosystem.
Yeah.
So once you get on Coinbase, you learn you can get the hell up out of there. You don't have to stay there.
Yeah.
You know, so that's another reason for me. I was short the hell.
I left once they started emphasizing that they needed my information and KYC and all that. You know, I've been on Coinbase for years. Why do you need any more information now? You've been getting at me talking about So I'm like, okay, well, cool. I move on. I'll move on. I like a lot of other things that are happening in the space. I like the fact that companies are setting up to where you can borrow on your crypto rather than selling. I think that's a big plus.
Who was the company that just got sued? Was it BlockFi?
BlockFi.
Yeah.
100 million.
Yep, 100 million.
They paid their taste money. They paid out the all right.
The shakedown, huh?
Shakedown, gang. As
that whole we're gonna allow you to borrow against your crypto, that's going to be out the door then, because nobody's going to want to pay those fees unless you're on a decentralized platform. And I know a lot of people are not talking about this either, is Biden still has that executive order coming. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming down the pipeline where I can see this price and I know, Trekk is not the price dude. He don't like to talk about price, but I'm telling you, price runs the narrative in this industry. If the price tanks,
it does.
All these people that just got in, they're gonna be like, it's a scam. They're gonna leave. They're not gonna be here.
Let me put something in a little bit of context. I don't deny that the number go big, right, is not a major influence in how this space moves up, down, left, right, and backwards, right? I don't deny that. It's just a matter of, because I know I am not at your level of ability or Blood's level of ability in regards to recognizing the patterns of when you look at the TA charts and all that fun stuff and be like, okay, I can see how this situation might play out more than likely. I'm going to make this move on the trader side of the space. Mm-hmm. I know I don't have that ability. So that is why I generally stay out. Do I make little jokes, jabs, and poke fun in regards to things about the price? Hell yeah. Why? Because the shit is funny sometimes. I be trolling. I be in my mode sometimes, right? But outside of that, like, nah, I don't disagree with y'all on that. But I also do know, for me, my thing is, does the tech make sense? Is it the ones and zeros that do what they're supposed to do on this tech side? And X amount of the time, if that part don't make sense, I'm like, all right, well, I understand. This is a bag chase. It's a straight money grab. It's going to be a flip. And I put it in that box. It's in that area. It's not one of the like, all right, this is my long-term play stuff.
That's the nature of this beast, though. That's the nature of this beast. It ebbs and flows like that, you know, continuously. You know.
Yeah,
so I don't, you know.
Yeah, I think the beast is over. I think this cycle is over. And I've been saying it since November, since the like near the top, since like 63, 64,000. And I really think like I was saying last time I was on here, people keep talking about the super cycle. I think the super cycle was from the creation till November. And I think we're going to get a serious pullback in this market. I think it's going to kind of shock people, especially it's all contingent on we break that 30,000 mark. There's a lot of, you know, just economically what's going on. You know, we're talking about jobs and stuff like that, but just with interest rates and everything like that, Bitcoin hasn't seen, you know, high interest rates. It hasn't been a period where
exactly. I've been saying this, bro.
like
this is what people and I trade traditional markets, so I understand it maybe better, and you do too. Default, we understand it better than maybe some of the people just coming in, just seeing people making money in crypto. It's deeper than rap. It's deeper than rap.
Yeah,
it's gonna be some people really getting their feelings hurt over the next 6 to 12 months. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, and what will exacerbate the situation will be if there's some like that executive order is like any type of regulation or some type of tax put it on like staking or anything negative news like that. I think is really going to take a lot of these altcoins. So I think what I jumped on was because somebody was asking like, should I buy Mana or Sand? I mean, this is not financial advice, but I would just be holding cash right now, or
you
or
like
gold.
The umpteenth person I heard say that about putting some like real
dry powder
on the side.
Yeah,
like,
dry powder.
Not sitting in the bank per se. But
no,
like,
and stable coins ready, locked and loaded.
No. Wait. Hold on. Default. Are we talking about having actual fiat like under your mattress? Or are we talking about stable coins?
I would say both. I would have a combination. I'll have stable.
I agree with the both.
Fiat, and I'll have some gold and silver on the side too, because it's a flight to safety right now. Especially if this war thing really pops off. You can see gold going to like 25, 3,000, while everything else tanks because there's a lot of uncertainty. People are looking for safety right now, and depending on what happens, depending on how serious this situation gets, it could be, it could really shock you what happened in these markets. These markets could tank, and like gold and the commodities markets could really rapidly increase in value.
But let me ask you a question though, because okay, I do understand the historical aspect of gold, but I think a lot of people, even people who have been in those markets for a long time, are starting to not have the confidence in paper gold. So, I like to separate the difference between the paper gold and the physical gold.
When was there confidence in paper gold?
What I mean by is like, I think that once we start having more conflicts amongst different nations, then how do we maintain the trust? And because a lot of people have paper gold.
Honestly, Trekk,
a lot of people have paper gold.
The price
a lot of
that
people
we
have
see
paper gold.
at Comax is really paper gold. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So
you
at what point
can't
in time,
deliver on a lot of those contracts.
What point in time do you stop trusting that?
All right.
And then how does that affect the business dealings between nations or between people who trade those those paper certificates? You know what I'm saying?
Let me say it this way. For the way that I got into understanding precious metals, right? And when I say precious metals, I'm not talking about bullets. I'm just talking about like the silver, zinc, gold, and that fun stuff. The folks that I listened to when I got in, it was never about paper markets. It was, if you don't have a physical, tangible thing in your hand, then you don't have nothing. Or at least something that you have a positive control of.
Yeah, that sounds good for common
Yeah,
folks,
up to a certain amount, up to a certain. Yeah, but what about when you're talking about hundreds of millions?
If we hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, you can't.
You got to store it.
You can't have that much. You can't have and right. And so you store it, and guess what? It's stored, and you're still defeating the purpose because it's not with you. What if that storage place gets compromised?
And then I do business with another nation, and we're dependent upon those certificates. So now what happens when I don't trust who's the purveyor or who's holding the certificate between the go-between. I don't trust the go-between. I don't trust the third party.
That's it.
You know. So now how do we do business in a digital world like that?
To answer your question, LJ, where you were asking when new people lose that faith in paper gold, is when you have an event where it's not redeemed, where the person that's holding it doesn't redeem that certificate. What was the country what was the Latin country that it was Venezuela that was
Venezuela
gold, and it was in England, and England was
seized.
It got confiscated. So it would have to take some type of like major event like that where people would just not trust the process in that realm. But I mean, you're a long way from that. I just think right now, like I said, I'm just on the sideline, and I'm shorting
with default, man.
I'm shorting everything that's risky.
I'm with default, and this is a great segue into this comment that let's see who the truth behind the lie said, and we didn't even talk about that. I totally forgot about this. What do you guys think about the emergency Fed meeting tomorrow? I heard there was rumors of this Fed meeting coming up. I don't know if it's true or not, but yikes, default. Have you been following this?
Yeah, I heard about this late last week. They got higher interest rates tomorrow, man.
Oh, wait. That would be Nick, dog. If they do a quarter basis point tomorrow before March, woo.
Yeah, so
Dow Jones down 1,000 points.
Easy.
If they do anything that isn't
telegraphed,
telegraphed that isn't already expected, that isn't already written into, then it's going to be problems because we're at that precipice.
Yep.
You know,
the thing is, they've been putting out press releases late last week where they've been saying like, oh, we're going to start tapering a lot sooner, a lot faster than people think, that people anticipate.
Conditioning the market though, that's a sight game.
Of course,
but I don't think the market's priced that in, even though they may have said it. I don't think it's priced it in.
Nah, it hasn't.
It's going to price it in. They announce any type of rate hikes tomorrow, or any type of even tapering. Even if they start selling their assets tomorrow, you're going to see a major sell off. And so, just be cautious. Like I've been cautious since November. I've been warning people that literally, like, you can look on my Twitter feed and you can look at, like, I've been like, this market, every market, not just crypto, stock market as well.
Right.
Okay, so
everything.
I want to put something in context for Steph and Williams. So as far as like, what does this mean to the regular person?
Mm-hmm.
If you're dealing in trading or like you are acquiring assets in various, markets, as far as like precious metals or real estate, or you're doing commodities or whatever, and like we're saying on the crypto side, preface on, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice. But what we're saying as far as our experience and understanding of how these conversations at the Fed level and the actions that they take tend to play out in these realms, as far as crypto, commodities, trading, real estate assets and stuff like that. It tends to be a negative effect of, if you're somebody who doesn't know how to either long or short what you're doing, if you're trading. If you're somebody who's just like, oh, I'm here, I'm dollar cost averaging in, I have a 3 to 5 year, stance on how I'm moving in this thing, that's a different animal. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna have the same. It's the same reason why dollar cost averaging in over a long run period is more effective, because all of the fluctuations that go up and down in the market don't affect you the same way when you break down what did you spend over an extended period of time over versus what you were trying to do in like 3 months or what you're trying to do in like 6 months. If you're moving on this trading side, this could be a very bad thing for you, because if you're just looking at price go up and you don't understand how to, take
How
into
price go down.
You'll FOMO out of your position, and then next like 4 years from now, it 5x.
You missed a wave. Yep. Exactly.
Exactly. I think also what Voice Crypto was referring to, by them raising the interest rates, then what that does is that makes it's more expensive to borrow money. So then when it's more expensive to borrow money, people don't do as many projects or expenditures or expansions as they normally would. And retail will choose to save more, because if they raise the interest rate, that's going to create competition for others to give a higher return. And so what that does is that sucks a lot of money out of the economy and for it to just be stored.
And honestly, that's what the Fed is trying to do. We're overheating. So when you see an inflation print of price inflation of 7.5, it's really higher than that, but that's what they're giving us. That means the economy is overheating. So they're deliberately trying to pull us back into a recession. That's literally what it is. They're not going to say that.
But see, what makes it bad though is once again, what makes it bad is because of the framework, the environment that we're already in. We've got the supply chain problem. So imagine if now it costs more money to create, to finance, to ship and do all these things to bring these products to shelf. And if we're already stretched then imagine what that's going to do to the price. Imagine what that's going to do, the availability of products. Because I look around now and I can go in Walmart's in LA and some shelves are empty. Or some products.
Go ahead, Trekk. Something in context.
Sure.
In regards to the interest thing. The interest thing, as far as that going up to make doing loans and things more expensive, that's at our level. That's the retail level. That's not the banker level. They get money at zero, and that's not Apple.
But that's true. But they are going to tinker with the federal funds rate too, right?
Yeah.
Default. Yep. They're going to tinker at the Fed window, which is the cost of borrowing for the banks to the Fed.
It also affects sorry to cut you off, but it also affects commercial loans. So a lot of these companies, they borrow too.
Right.
So a lot of companies that have like junk bond status, those junk bonds are way more to service. And so you could see you'll have a wave of a lot of companies going out of business if they have debt problems. But to keep it simple, how does this affect the average person? It means your net wealth. If you have a house, if you have any type of asset, you're going to lose value in it. And it could be significant depending on what Blood was saying. If we go into a recession, you could be talking about at least a 30% haircut on your assets. And when you're talking about crypto, if your real assets are negative 30, you can be talking about crypto down, another 90%.
80%.
Easily.
80% haircut in cryptos.
What is without that? A shadow of a doubt. Winter atomic level. That's what that's going to be.
And that's why
winter atomic level, bro.
That's why I've been.
But Trekk, you've been in as long as me. You know how this game goes. Default, you've been in it since 2013 too, I think, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You know how the game go, man. 80%.
That's typical.
That's nothing.
Hey, it comes. It happens.
I had to learn how to survive when that happened to me. So this go around I know Mr.
because you had Trekk had just quit the job. He was like, I'm feeling good. He was doing the Jordan pump when Jordan hit that shot and Cleveland. He was like, and then the market crashed, took him out the game. Man,
it was real, bro.
It was real. Like, it was real.
I learned, and okay, so and this is the thing that I was talking about the other day. I don't remember if it was yesterday or before, but I'm gonna keep saying this. The folks who are coming in now, they don't care, or a sizable proportion of the people coming in now don't care about the ideologies we had of be your own bank and be sovereign economically and those things. Why? Because we had this 2-year period of C-19 that just like conditioned us in certain ways, right? And I'm talking about us here in the States in particular. And so the mentality and the experience of the folks who came in under that experience, that operational environment, it ain't the same as the 13 folks. It ain't the same as the 17 folks. It damn sure ain't the same as the 18 folks. I'm not even going to talk about the 10 and 11 folks. They on a whole nother level. They were closer to the 08 recession. So like that's X amount of like fresh in their like, mental experience still. The folks who are going to come out after this experience it's going to be like what's Goku's son name? But like it's going to be that, because like this go around, and for all of the things that you pay attention to, Default pay attention to, LJ pay attention to, like everyone is pretty much indicating like, yo, this next recession is going to be next level. Like we're gonna wish it was 08. And if you are just coming into this thing, and let's say you ate your way in on whatever part of it, whether you're talking about mining, whether you're talking about flipping NFTs, you don't quit your job and you did what you did to like ape into this. You about to have a hell of a rude awakening. You're now going to have to figure out, how do I survive on this or in this ecosystem when what I left is like 10 times worse than what's going on in here?
So, you know, you make
UBI,
your point.
UBI.
Yeah,
that's going to usher in UBI. It's going to make a more need for UBI.
So, you know, there was you made me think of a point, and we were talking about people not working. And there was a rumor of going around about like a lot of people aren't working because they've been making these bags off crypto. Do you guys feel like that is another element that maybe is a reason why you're not seeing people working?
Nah,
it's not significant enough.
I don't believe it is. I don't believe it is. There's not enough. There you go. It's not significant enough of the population of the working class. You got to realize we're still early, man.
Yeah, that's true.
We're still early, man. We're still early, man. I talked to a gang.
You don't think we're early anymore?
No, I told you this like over a year ago. We're not early, because people were talking about, can you still make a lot of money in Bitcoin? And I said no, because the price point of entry now is so elevated. You're not early.
Yeah, I think okay. So are we just not early for Bitcoin? That doesn't mean we're not early in totality. The dynamics change depending on the rules. Right now, if the rules stay the same and you have the same similar cycles, like we have the same cycle that we had, because this actually has been, well, for Bitcoin it's been smaller, but for other alts it's been more lucrative. But if the rules stay the same, then no, you're not early for other alts. But if the rules change, which I don't see how they stay the same, because now you're getting bigger players in, and now you're getting into like they're trying to make their monopoly in the crypto game. That's what you're starting to get consolidation of capital. I don't, you can only speculate. Like, yeah,
I think we're still early. I mean, of course, we're not early to some degree. We've got people that are way earlier than us, the very beginning, but there's only a small percentage of the working population that's even knows what the hell crypto really is.
That is true.
There's going to be a time. There's still going to be a time period before a lot of people really understand, what it is, or even how it can affect their lives, or how they can utilize it in whatever utility that they fit into.
I'm going to put it in this context. We're in the .com bubble of crypto. Like if you were in before pre-17, like 17 and before, you were in like 95, 90, 96 of the internet, where it was this, there was just no infrastructure. It was just randomness. 2000, like after that, like this cycle, you have more of a like, you have more of like the startups. Well, you could kind of argue that with 17, but I would say the more so this round, because you're starting to see real projects actually where they're trying to onboard people, where there's actually adoption. And so to me, that's more like the .com, where you have a lot of fraudulent companies, but you did have some companies that actually have utility. It's just, it's a little bit early for them. But like I said, I don't think we're as early. Like the point of making that type of gains, of the 10,000 gains, you're still going to be able to do that, but it's not going to be as frequent as, or as easy as it is now.
So
Because
Trey,
things are going to change.
what do you think,
The
Trey?
market's going to mature.
Or late?
All right. So if we saying early or late, and default, this goes to your point about the price narrative. If we talking about chasing the bag, making the flip, getting the gains, arguably, nah. Especially if you're just
we're late or
no, those who are at it now are arguably late.
Okay.
In relation to making the flips, chasing the bag, doing the gains, right? Especially now that the space is more regulated as far as your centralized exchanges and stuff. If we're talking about the tech, though, that's kind of a different part of the area of we still early, in my opinion.
I think default definitely agrees with there too.
I do.
Tech wise, we're hella early.
So, like, it's one of those yes and no things for me because it depends on what way we talking about it. If we talking about price talk, then I'm gonna say, if you come in now, you kind of late because you don't know about the stuff that we was doing, in 18 or I was doing in 18, to be able to still make it through the crypto winter versus, having to just only be on the FTX or what you call it. But if you're talking on the tech side of it.
Wait a minute. I got to go back. I just saw, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. The punter or whoever holds the ball for the punter just rug pull his own man. Watch this. Watch this right here. Rug pull. Oh no.
Damn.
That was an exit scam.
Exit scam.
The drop is in.
Exit scam.
Somebody better check and see if he's got a wallet.
Right.
They just dropped. The wallet just got dropped.
Oh my God, that was crazy. But I feel you. You make a great point, Trekk, and I agree with you. We're maybe late.
Let me tell you the reason why
I agree with you, but I don't, because I think we're late with Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum. I think Ethereum's got a couple more 10x's to, like, at least 15x more to go. 20x more to go. I think Ethereum does. But a lot of these altcoins, bro, people are going to see mad gains on the next leg up. Gains.
I think this technology is designed to where there'll always be something new, man. This is different. This is different than anything else we've ever had in history. We could come up with an idea tomorrow and start a platform or a coin and it blow up. Maybe it does something, maybe it doesn't. And I don't see that. I don't see that stopping. The technology is allowing for, it's a wild, wild west, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. I think it may have its ups and downs. We're going to have our cycles, you know what I'm saying? But there's always going to be something new, man.
If you're looking for gains in this space, you got to find the solution for scaling. Whatever platform can actually scale and hold, could do a lot of transactions. Millions of transactions. Yeah. That will be your next, major gain. But I don't think we're there yet because the tech is not there yet. But that will be your gain. I think these other platforms, these other, like, the Shibus and stuff, next cycle, it's going to be a whole different beast. This cycle is memes, but we'll see. I just, like I said, I still think we're a little bit. You're not late, but you're not early.
Right.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Well, fellas, we're coming up on that 2-hour hard stop. It's been a very informative conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed it out there. Share this video because we need more people to hear conversations like this. Black brothers, smart individuals know about the crypto game for real, through and through. So definitely share this video, get the community involved, and we're gonna check y'all out next time. Trekk, you wanna last words?
Working on book 2, Sergeant Trekk. What is it? Joe's and Cryptos without the AR bullshit. If you in the uniform, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I'm working on that right now. Book 2 under the Sergeant Trekk.
And they can find you on Twitter or just Google what?
Google TREKKW2KS, man. No hashtag needed.
There you go. LJ, my man from the west side, the best side.
Oh man, I'm here, and I got some things in the works. It's not ready to reveal yet, but in time. And but you can't contact me at ubtech, ubtech.1 Gmail.
All right, there we go. I gotta catch up with you offline too, LJ. I got something for you. Default.
All right.
Yeah. I got a play to earn game coming out soon.
Nice.
You'll hear about those details soon, but you can just catch me on Twitter, on all up in your mentions.
We better get that exclusive drop in the chat, bro.
Definitely. And it is targeting more of the Black community. It's exclusively targeting the Black community, and it's kind of tying in, trying to onboard people and trying to get them to understand like this space, because there's definitely gonna be a lot more growth. So you'll be
play to earn is a wave. I'm really excited about play to earn. Again, that kind of rolls into the metaverse topic, right? From a broader perspective. So that's the wave. I'm glad you're going in that direction. That's it though, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't getting this type of conversation nowhere else. It's your boy Crypto Blood. We out of here.
Stacking my coin.
All right, people. Another episode under the belt, 71. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. Let's go.
Stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
My money keep growing.
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Okay.